Welcome to a new episode, how to learn JavaScript from beginner to advanced. Today I would like to learn you how to make a HTTP request using fetch API and how to use a promise chain in JavaScript. I refer to promise chain with then and catch, and I want to learn you how to use then method in chain. You create first method, then callback, put here a function, after again then, and so on. More than, and in final you catch an error with catch callback, a function inside this callback. Okay, let's start. Do you know a promise? Fetch is a promise, and with fetch you can take from a server some data using an IP URL. Okay, let's do it. The keyword is fetch and parameter is the URL from where you take data. Fetch and this URL. Okay, let's see what data there are in this URL. I paste this URL in the browser, and probably will show me because I make a get. When I put this in browser, I make a get method request to server, and the server give me this data. I have an array of object, 100 arrays. Good. Now using this data, I want to learn you how to take data from this JSON. Okay, firstly you should to transform this JSON in object or array for because just in this way you can manipulate it, and you can use more method and technique that are specifically for arrays and for objects. Okay, when I write fetch and this URL, practically I will create a get request to server, and after this the next step is server should to answer me. Server should to answer me. Okay, let's write this. I put here the first 10 response is response from server, an arrow function pass to, and I display here the response with the text response received, but still is not JSON because server just analyzed what request he received, and just in this line return me a response, but with response.json, but the server transform this JSON in an object with this JSON method. With this he sent me a JSON, an object that it's okay for me to manipulate it, to handle with various methods, specifically to arrays. Okay, let's see. I execute this code. Response received, but this still is not a JSON. Is not a JSON at this line because just in the next line I have this method JSON response.json where I transform it in an object. Okay. Now the server send me the JSON that are okay for me, and I will start from now to transform, to manipulate it, and I want in first instance to see how to looks this JSON, and after I will return data. Okay, I can't put in chain then because I return something here. Firstly, I return an object, no, response.json, and after I can't put again point then dot then because I return here data. When I return data, next then need data for working with it. Let's see what happened here. Final JSON is a JSON with 100 object. Do you see here? Each object have a key value, key user, ID, title, body, value 11, and some strings. Good. This is all JSON, but from this JSON I want to take data. I want to take now all title. For this approach, should to iterate to all these title objects, and I use a map method for iterate through this array of objects. I put again another 10 and I iterate through data. Data is the object that I received from server, this response that .json. I put, after I display this all titles, because here I iterate through all titles, and in the next line I display all titles, but here it's mandatory to return data because I want to put again a then, because I want to take another data. Okay, these are titles from all 100 objects, and here I have just title 100 title. Okay, I return data because I want to use again one more 10 because I want to take first post. I want to take first post of this object. I want to get first post. Okay. If it's an array of object, it usually I use data of 0, no? And with this approach I take first post. No, okay, return data. The first post is, let's see, the first post is, it's correct, this is first post. If you want to check, user ID 1, ID 1, okay, this is user ID 1, ID 1. Okay, I will pack this, and again I put here return data. If for example here I didn't put return data, I comment this, it's okay because display me the first post. But if after this I want, for example, to display all body, all another property to my object, let's see what happened. Do you see here I iterate through all body? Let me to show you. I iterate through all these key body property, and I want to take all this text from each object. But let's see what happened here. Doesn't work. My code are executed till the first post. Why doesn't work? Let's see what happened here. Here I have returned data, but it's comment. When you use then in chains, it's mandatory to return something for each then, because I use data for this then, no, for this then that are selected, I use data, but here I didn't have data. I don't know if I put here console log data. 2 seconds. Console.log data. I have undefined. Let's see. Now I will comment this and I execute unexpected token here, and if I decomment, okay, I didn't put in the correct place, cut return data here, is not maybe one more. Data is not defined. I have one more parenthesis here. Reference data is not defined. Here is not defined because in the last then I didn't return nothing. Do you see? Is comment. But if I decomment, now should to have data, and let's see, to put here in interpolate method the data is, and data variable. Okay, the data is return data uncode. Data is not defined. And if I put here also, why is not defined? Because I return here, or I put here some the data, let's put here in the then I put in the then the first post, okay, I will delete, I don't know why it doesn't work. Then data, I take the first post, and now here I have return data. I will decomment and I will take all body. will take all body also with then data, create here a variable, iterator body. This is for new line, this sign when you use interpolate with backticks. Let's see what happens. Laser body from 100 object with 3 line, new line, empty space. Okay, and all body from my object. Okay, let's do a little summary for this fetch. When you use fetch, use the keyword fetch and the URL from where you take the data. After manage the response from server with this response.json, where you transform in object the response, and after just manipulate, handle this JSON and get what data do you want from this JSON. Here I display all JSON. After I take title, don't forget after each then to put return something, return what should to return. You should to return the data, you should to return the data who the next then will use. I return here data because in the next then I use data. The same here, I return data because in the next then I use data. Don't forget to use return in each then, or return something, because if you don't return, doesn't work. Okay, here I display all object. Here all titles, I iterate through all titles. Here I get the first post from object, and here all body from object. Now should to catch an error, and because I have catch, I have then and catch when I use a fetch, also when I use a promise, then and catch. I put this error, catch and callback, also an arrow function, arrow, pass console log error, error and type of error. Okay, create artificial error, put here on URL fetch another address, and I have error, type error is failed to fetch a HTML document, blob, show me the blobs, but I have here with 0. Okay, I catch the error, now I delete, I remove, and now it's okay. That is all for today. In this tutorial I hope you learn how to use a fetch in JavaScript with multiple 10, with chain. Then just keep in your mind when you use then in chain should to return something after each then, because doesn't work if you don't return something. You have three parts of when you use a fetch. First part with fetch, when you receive the response from server and transform the data in a JSON, good for work well for manipulate object and array. Second, then in then one then or multiple then, I don't know what you need. And after this then you should to return something. If you have just one then it's not necessary, but you have more than, after each then you should to return something. And finally catch the error with this catch. The syntax is simple. Tip and tricks for this, you have the dot then and callback, and in this callback should to use a function good approach, a syntactic sugar, is arrow function. Use arrow function. Also dot catch callback, also arrow function inside of this catch. That was all for today. I hope you understand. Don't forget to practice in each day. If you practice, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but you write with your hands a code, you think the code, you can help, request help, you can take from internet some suggestions, but write something in each day, and in 1 year, 2 years, you will be able to create more difficult apps. All the best.